It's time to keep pace with the case.
Idiot.
The case of Darren. Oh, that is.
Oh, you really put a lot into it that time.
I'm trying to showbiz it up. And that's the thanks I get.
We're going to get you a top hat and a whip. Oh, no, a sandwich board.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
And a bell.
Yeah, okay.
Ah,
and a top hat, like the guys in Burke Street who used to hand out the flyers.
Is that what they did?
Yeah, that sandwich board, and they'd have tuxedos on for the Australian Diamond Company.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a comic, now I don't remember who, years ago, and he had headphones on or something.
Right.
He had an earpiece. And there was a comic a million years ago in Melbourne said, I think he worked with he probably just listened to music.
Yeah.
So he had a tranny back then, a tranny in his pocket, and a little earpiece, and he would just listen to music while he was walking up and down because he had gloves on as well.
Yeah. And
someone suggested or wondered what might be coming through his earpiece, and it was, okay, walk up, give that guy a flyer, turn around, give that guy a flyer, smile at that person, give that guy a flyer. He's being controlled, turn around, walk back. It's bloody stupid, and that's what you think you want to do. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You want to be like that.
I want to be just like that. I'm wearing headphones now, and I'm open to instructions.
And you're just part of the machine.
Exactly. I'm just a cog.
Disgusting.
You're just a spoke in the wheel.
You're disgusting.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Did you watch Romper Room when you were a kid?
No, I was more a Bill and Ben man.
Oh, yeah, they were idiots.
Yeah, they were.
You couldn't really understand anything they said.
Years later, it came out that they were maybe just peddling marijuana because of the character Weed.
Yeah, they're always going, weed, and Weed never said anything. Weed just said weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that joke.
So,
it was either Romper Room or Play School.
Yeah.
But when it finished, the host, the woman who hosted, would pull out like a hand mirror that didn't have the mirror in it. It was just a handle and a ring.
Yeah.
And she'd pretend to look through it at the camera, and that meant she could see all of us.
Oh.
It was a magical thing. And she'd go, well, we've gone, that's it for today. And I think the little kids that were already there would wave, and she'd start rattling off names of who she could see. Because we'd be watching the TV, and I can see Pete and Paul and Jenny and Susie and David and Doug. They're all there, and she never once saw Darren. I was sitting there. Come on, right front and centre. I'm a little kid. Oh, come on, can't see me.
Right.
Darren, never Darren.
Never.
Doug, David, Jenny,
Ishmael,
Susie, Ishmael,
Volkerod.
Volkerod. 4.
Yeah. King Charles II.
Rattling through everything. Zeus. What about Darren, you idiot? Come on, a little bit of Darren. Zeus. Olympus. And who's that peeking out there? The Pinhead of Thornbury.
That'd be the Pinhead of Thornbury, that guy.
The Pinhead always.
From last week.
And you don't remember any of this. You were off your face on weed, so you didn't get to see any of that.
I was being groomed for marijuana abuse later on in life.
Right.
Ah.
That's fair enough too. All right. Well, I wanted to know about that sort of stuff. Last week I watched your team beat Geelong.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise the DeConing, they're brothers.
They are, yes.
They were DeConing brothers. I knew there was one playing for Geelong, but I noticed one You've got one.
Yeah, and we've got a really good one.
Then are they twins?
I
They look
don't...
very similar.
Oh, well, maybe they are then.
Well, they both had the same look. They both got the same haircut and a headband. And I thought you might know that they were twins.
No,
Good footballers.
They look like either archers from Lord of the Rings or kind of Knights of the Realm in, Game of Dragons.
I thought, wouldn't it be funny if they started fighting?
Yeah.
And the ump's trying to break them up, and instead their mum has to go over and got them each like one ear each. Says, now he has a kick, then you have a kick.
No, but he started it.
Yeah, sort of cuffing them both.
Yeah.
And they go to the tribunal, and they get handed down. You're both out for 2 games, and I don't think you're getting any ice cream either.
No, exactly. And screen time. 2 weeks without screen time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is these days, isn't it?
That's what it is.
A parent of delinquent children, so you would know all about that.
That's true.
Screen time.
Yeah. That's where you sometimes have to go the nuclear option. There's furrowed brows. You go to a quiet part of the house. You discuss what has been done. You always have to consult precedent.
Right.
Well, last time little Johnny said that word in front of Grandma, he got 10 days of screen time taken from him. This is a repeat offence, and he shows he seems not to have learnt from his previous punishment. Therefore, I'm going to carry over a suspended sentence from the time he didn't unpack the dishwasher and add that into the bottom end of this particular sentence.
Right,
given time served, we will decree that it's 11 days without screen time.
That's disgusting.
Well, that's how it has to go, Darren.
Well, my little brother once... we had our grandmother staying with us before she passed away. She spent the last few years of her life living with us as we were growing up. And my younger brother was about 8 years old and thought it'd be mischievous too. He put one of those fake dog poos on a plate.
Classic.
And said, "There's your lunch, Grandma."
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8-year-old humour.
Yeah.
Got to admit, I thought it was pretty funny too.
Yeah.
And Grandma ate it, so it was all right. Okay. Didn't mind.
Yeah.
Look, I've got a catalogue of incredible things. I think it's called Bright Life Australia.
Yeah.
Do you know about this catalogue?
No idea. Never heard of it.
Well, it's got great things in it. It's got, things for the garden and handy little cabinet things and things to make your toilet seat more comfortable and a thing to get toast out of a toaster if it's stuck in there without, blowing yourself to bits. And you can get a home haircut cape, Tony.
Great.
It'd be interesting, one of them for $14.99. So we go to the barbers.
Yeah.
You could have your own cape. You
could bring BYO cape. I love that.
Yeah. Because when you think about it, their cape is, you get the same cape. What if there's a guy with, pustulating boils all over his neck?
Yeah,
and you're thinking, hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, you got your own cape. You can pull it out. Would you do that?
No, I'd never think of doing that, but I do kind of like the idea.
I think it's a great idea. If you had one, would you wear it to the barbers or put it on once you got in?
Well, I want to know if the great thing about the barber doing it is there's a touch of flamboyance the way they opened it. They're like a matador.
That is true.
And they kind of unfurl it, and it's this beautiful fluid motion before it goes around your neck.
You've got a point.
Yeah, and you can't do that when you put one on yourself.
You could give it to him.
That's true.
Say, I've bought my own cape.
But then it's like when you go to a restaurant, you hand over a bottle of wine, you pay a thing called corkage.
Yeah.
And so I'm just wondering, in this case, would you pay a thing called capage?
I once went out with a family do.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of the listeners know anything about Glen Waverley, but we grew up out there. We had a big family. There was Dad's 70th or 65th or something, and all the cases piled into a restaurant.
Yeah.
That we gave them a bottle of rare. We walked. It was a BYO. We gave them wine, and then they put the red in the fridge.
Oh, these people were peasants.
So it came out. Dad's gone, they've put it in the fridge. They've chilled it. And then they were discovered that there was a little bit of business going on upstairs.
What do you mean business?
Some kind of a brothel was going on upstairs. Yeah. Dad would keep me informed. He goes, oh, yeah, they got busted running a knock shop. Dad had an eye for that sort of stuff. Right. He goes, the house up the end of the street is a brothel. I go, what do you go around just spotting brothels? Is that what you do? And he's going, you can see it. There's a red light. When you turn the corner at the top of the street, this isn't the restaurant, this is a house. The top of our street, you could see this sort of A-frame. Yeah. There was a red light, and there was an A-frame, which is what, if you were getting whipped, you would be tied up.
Sure, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I said, well, maybe there's a prostitute in there and it's her easel. Maybe they're just doing, she's an artist. But she likes, instead of wearing a smock, she wears fishnets, and she's doing a bit of Frankenfurter or something. Frankenfurter art.
Yeah, yeah. That's
quite funny. Yeah. Dad was a crack-up. Yeah, yep, there's a bloody knock shop up there, and it fascinated him. Okay, are there any houses around here that aren't brothels?
Well, wasn't the red light a bit of a giveaway? I never quite understood that. If you're trying to be discreet, then advertising your presence with a red light always struck me as a bit odd. Yeah.
Well, that's how it all works, I guess. People just turn a blind eye. Yeah. But it was there was a red light, but it was in the window. Okay. And the window, the curtain was pulled back a bit, and you could see an A-frame type of a setup. So you could get a good lashing. Right. You go in there, and you could, if you were extra kinky, you get the fishnet and the pirate hat. Arr. Or you'd be giving you a lashing. Yeah, the old cat o' nine tails.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the pay period, I was always a bit skint, so I could only afford the cat of 6.5. It's really
annoying. I know what you're doing.
Thank you.
That's funny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why, yada.
You're great like that. I saw I don't know where I was. I was in a place where you can't hear the TV screen.
Yeah.
I'm shocked at, there's a TV screen, and I couldn't hear the TV, but they had that sort of the teletype thing.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the story was, but there was a guy standing next to quite a large bird, and they were talking about a crane. The bird was a crane, and they were really going on about how cranes mate for life.
Yeah.
Did you know that cranes mate for life? And whenever you see a story about a crane, they really make a big thing about how they mate for life.
Yeah.
The crane that mates for life. They always slip this little moral thing in there.
Yeah.
And we're all meant to go, oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it mates for life, and somehow they're better than us or something.
Yeah.
I'd like to see just once a bird that was a sleaze bag.
Yeah.
The flamingo that has many lovers. The orange-breasted wren who has threesomes and flies away sneakily after sex while the other bird is still asleep. That's what I'd like to see. The orange-faced flamingo that hits on gorillas, that's the stupidest thing I could think up.
Yeah.
A sleaze bird.
The sleaze bird, yes.
Who never sleeps with the same partner
And never,
more than once.
and never wears protection.
No. And it's kind of, when you look at it, it just won't look you in the eye. And it's got gold bits in its beak or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. A real sleazy bird.
Yeah, exactly. And it's always
Like going off genus.
yeah,
Hits on non-birds.
right, off genus.
Sex with anything.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Crikey.
That could happen. I wanted to read to you about... I'm reading a book by a guy who walked across Afghanistan.
Oh, yeah.
He walked across the whole of, like, Pakistan, India, Nepal, but anyway, this book is just the Afghan leg.
Yeah.
And this is 20 years ago, just after the Taliban were ousted, and I've got to find this bit. He was trying to get into a house. The light's not very good here. I'll just try and tell you what happened.
All right.
They were he's walking along, and he's got a couple of people to help, like his guards, and they'd reach a village, and they'd meet the village elder, and he'd invite them into their house, and then all this politeness went on.
Yeah.
And the guy would say, you go in first, but it's rude to go in ahead of your host. So, no, you go in first. And he was travelling with guys, and they're all going, no, after you. All this after you, no. And they all started wrestling.
Right.
And they ended up, no, but you're the host. And they pushed him in first.
Yeah.
And he resisted, no, you're my guest. And then anyway, they all finally get in. And they go 10 feet, and there's another doorway. And he says, and then we started wrestling again.
Wow.
No, you're my guest. No, but you're my host. Pushing each other.
Yeah.
Grappling and wrestling. Just mental.
Wow.
And I thought, what if I came to visit you?
Yeah.
And Kate's in there with the vol au vents, and she comes out, and there seems to be a delay, and we're out on the front lawn, like, grappling. And I'm ramming your head into a hedge. You've got me in a headlock. What are you guys doing? No. I respect him so much. Boston crab. What are some of those other...
camel clinch. Suplex, the camel clinch, suplex.
Camel clinch.
The
all going on. And then we do that thing where we're running across and we bounce off one hedge and then crisscross, bounce off the other
right.
until one has the wherewithal to give the other one a coat hanger.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. But they seem to miss it a few times.
Well, they
crisscross each other.
Yeah.
I loved it when that happened.
Well,
They kind of miss each other. And then one would finally belt the other one.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I finally put you in a brain buster.
Right, okay.
And then just leave you out there. Where are those vol au vents?
Yeah.
And go in and have vol au vents with your wife while you're being put in the ambulance.
Yeah.
I really love that guy.
Yeah.
I love him. I respect him. Brainbusters.
Brainbusters. Or the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were always good, weren't they?
Oh, they were... the standard of the refereeing always bothered me because they were so easily distracted by an attractive woman in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy would pull a hammer out of his shorts and the ref wouldn't see it.
No.
You go, no. Or he'd hit the guy with a hammer and they go, no.
Yeah.
He'd sort of wave his arms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I had some other mental stuff to tell you, but we've run out of time.
All right.
So,
well, Darren...
Gee, it went quick. It's so exciting.
It was it was delightful. Darren,
thank you very much.
No, thank you. And
thank you. No, thank you.
We will partake of the madness next week. So thank you in the meantime, and we'll speak to you then.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I'll get you in a headlock. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Just grapple. No, thank you.
No, thank you after you.
Yeah, no. You say you hang up first. I love you, man. You hang up first.
No, you called.
No, you hang up.
No, you called, so you hang up first. It's only fair.
Okay, I'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
All right.